Sorry, guys. I know it was the 1 hour ended, so they automatically shuts down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I was like, I didn't think we'd hit the hour, but alhamdulillah.
I know, time flies.
Yeah. No, I was just going to say that there is a parenting philosophy that I believe in, but I am also going to share that I am not following it fully because of the struggles that I've been through, but I do believe that that is I would say, right way, but again, I don't want to say right because it's different for others, but I think that this new, I don't think it's new, I just think they gave it a name in our times, which is gentle parenting. Only because I think it's closest to the sunnah of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is the only reason. Not because any expert said that, something happens to the brain that makes it this. Everything that is described in that method, I feel is very close to the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
That's amazing. So what is that? What is that parenting method? The dental parenting. What is it?
So it's basically being gentle, right?
Did you say gentle?
Gentle.
Oh, we heard dental. Sorry.
Oh no, not dental. My kids have never been to a dentist. I'm still struggling to get them to go to a dentist.
I thought it was like you just parent once a week or something, or once a month. I was like,
no. They haven't been to the dentist yet.
Gentle, yes.
Gentle parenting.
Yeah.
Gentle parenting, which is why I was struggling as well, because I wanted to follow it so much. Not because an expert said it was amazing, but because I feel it's the way of the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And when I find that I'm not being gentle with them in my ways, and subhanAllah, it backfires. When I'm not gentle, I don't see any improvement. I've tried the raising the voice. I've tried all of that. It does not work.
It doesn't.
If it works for other kids, I've tried it with mine, and it does not work.
It does not work. No.
I mean, you reminded me when you said that growing up in Sudan, you were like beating up or like hitting or that was normal.
Yeah.
My husband, he was born and raised in the UK, and he told me that they go to madrasa, which is basically like Islamic school or like Sunday school in the US, and he said that to teach them Quran, if you mess up, they will do the weirdest forms of like, basically they're trying to torture you.
Yeah.
So, and he would laugh about it now, but I was like, what has that done with your relationship with the Quran?
Yeah, it's probably like...
how are you trying to teach the most gentle thing by being so horrible?
Yeah. Actually, Muhammad the other day, he had a marker and he was sitting in the freezer and he wrote down his name, Muhammad, and he put a heart, and then he put my name, he put Hisham, and then he came and he called me, said, look, I made this for you, I love you. I said, I love you too. I gave him a hug, and it was so awesome. So then just like 20 minutes later, he asked me for something. I said, no, you can't have that, I'm sorry. So, and he was like trying to negotiate. I said, look, man, you already had your share, no. So then he just got angry, so he goes to the kitchen, erases my name from the freezer, right? And then not only that, he comes back and he's like, come. And I'm like, what? So I go with him. He's like, I erased your name. You're not. I don't. I don't know if he said I don't love you anymore. I said, but you know what? I still love you, and I love you very, very much. And he changed instantly.
Yeah.
Like he just like flourished, and he's like, he gave me a hug and he said, yes, I love you too. Like, like it's just like, even when he's so angry, he's screaming or whatever, like I'm just sitting there going, it's fine. I know you hate me. I love you. I love you very much. Actually, the more you're angry at me, the more I love you. And it just literally like it's a switch, and he just changes. And he's like, he comes running and he gives me a hug, and it's like he forgets everything. Yeah. While like you shout at him, and you're like this, and go to your room and whatever, and it's like that's it. Like it's worse. It's way worse, right?
Yeah.
So, but we forget.
Yeah, we forget.
Yeah.
We forget, and basically their needs are our needs.
Yeah.
We would hate to be yelled at or disrespected or your boss at work making you feel like you're lower or less than him, or we hate those feelings. So, and we're adults that know how to navigate through our emotions and feelings. They don't know that.
Yeah.
And they're trying so hard to communicate their feelings that they don't even understand themselves. So when we're extremely harsh, SubhanAllah, it's just not the way of our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
The Prophet, you mean like Anas ibn Malik said that he not even once, like, this is shocking to me. Like,
I know, I was reading that yesterday.
It's like not even once he told him, why didn't you do this or why didn't you do that? And then like how do you do that, right?
Yeah, how?
Like, and then the time that he sent him for something really important, and then like he didn't come back. He started playing, and then he went looking for him, and then he went and he found him playing with the kids, and he just looked at him and smiled, right? And he said nothing, and Anna said that he felt so bad. So, like, to do that, I mean, you just gotta be like, it's so hard, but you're right. Yeah. Like, he's never criticized, he's never ridiculed. Actually, Dr. Mustafa Abu Sa'd, he was talking about, like, he said that we don't have criticism and feedback, even like negative feedback. Like, he said in Islam, there's only madh. He said even the Prophet when he wanted to, like, Sayyidina Abdullah ibn Umar, like, when he was asked about him, and he wanted him to, he was not praying Qiyamul Layl. He said he's an amazing person if he prayed Qiyamul Layl. Only if he prayed Qiyamul Layl. So he actually, like, madahu, like he said that the only way to give advice or to give is through madh. You say, you would be amazing if you do this. You would be the best if you do that. And then it's like, but then, like, we're like, no, you're doing this wrong. You know, you're never gonna like attacking the person, right? Instead of the behavior, all of these things. And it's so dangerous.
Yeah, so what's been working with me right now, I'm going through the please share your stuff, or again, you're trying to instill good habits in them, like share from what you have, and it never works. If I say to him, share your stuff or share your toys, he's your little brother, it doesn't. But when you give him authority, and I say to him, Adam, can we teach Zakaria together how we play with our toys? If I give him that level of respect and authority and tell him, I want you to teach him how to do that, he stops and he thinks. Whereas before that, when I say, can you please share your stuff with him? Because he's a kid and you're a kid as well, but he doesn't understand, you know?
Yeah.
So,
that's why, I know that somebody wrote in the English, العربي. معلش يا جماعة القناة دي بالإنجليزي. We have another channel بالعربي. But maybe we can do one day.
هنعمل لكم واحدة بالعربي.
هنعمل لكم واحدة بالعربي إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله تعالى.
I lost my train of thought. But you're right. Like, you just we have to
like give them responsibility and give them authority.
Oh yes,
let them make the decision.
You reminded me.
Yeah.
So the beautiful, like, this family that I learned this from, he doesn't. The way he teaches his kids, his teenagers, is he doesn't tell them, like, I don't want you to do this, why you're not praying on time, or why you're not, he makes them do it by da'wah. He says, how come you're not making da'wah to this guy and making sure that he's doing it? Like, he's not about them, it's about the people around them. So he wants them to, like, he teaches them to become a role model to the ones, like, he never asks them, like, how come you didn't pray? He just says, how come you didn't remind everybody to pray? I mean, these people are not going to remember. It's your responsibility to remind everybody. Yeah. And it works. SubhanAllah. Like, I tried it with my kids, and it totally works. Right? It works. Like, you empower them. Like you said, you empower them too.
Yeah. Yeah, that's part of the empowerment. Yeah, it's part of the empowerment. And SubhanAllah, growing up, I just, SubhanAllah, I remember, like, when I think of how I was raised, I don't, until this day, recall a time where my dad asked me to do something. He always gave me, he said, this is my advice, but the choice is yours.
Oh, wow.
So dude, he always...
by the way, I love your dad. Your dad is...
I love him too.
Your dad is amazing. Allah, he's amazing.
Alhamdulillah, I still don't recall until this day that he's ever asked me or ordered me or commanded me to do anything. It was always, we were able to make the decisions. And that's why I would still go back to them and say, oh, do you think I should, then they gain that respect through giving us options and advice. They always say, I'm an advisor. Keep me in the loop, let me know what you're doing, and I'm here for advice. But I was never, even growing up in my teen years, I don't remember ever saying, you must wear the hijab. That has never come out of his mouth.
What? Did you know, like, this is one of the key elements in improving self-esteem? Like, what your dad did right there is the mother of just building self-esteem and giving you that confidence and because the key to self-esteem is the idea of karama, like لَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي آدَمَ, like every single human being is important. They were created by the same God. They are as important, and it doesn't matter if you're Muslim or not or whatever. It just, you are a human being. You are important. You have karama. You are, dignity, and when you talk, you're talking to that dignity. It doesn't matter how old you are, and if you respect them, like you said, respect their opinion, respect their decision, talk to them in that form with this izzah, right? Like they will just be so like confident, as compared to don't do this shouting, you're wrong, like spanking or like criticizing, because now you're just putting them down. So your dad was, I mean, your parents are amazing, mashallah. That's awesome.
And may Allah bless all of our parents and grant them the best of health and the best of this dunya and the akhirah, ya Rab.
Ameen. And I hope that we can be anything like, like them, inshallah.
And they did it. It looked like they did it effortlessly. We're like reading the books and doing the research and, and subhanAllah.
Yeah.
Alayhi.
No, that's beautiful. Okay, so I love that gentle. So that's beautiful. So then in that case, I'm going to recommend to you and everybody this. I don't know if you've heard of Dr. Mustafa Abu Saad. I
haven't, no.
Yeah, so I'll send you he has a video, 2-hour video that's just shockingly beautiful. It's in Arabic. It's not in English, unfortunately. But he talks about this way of parenting, of how gentleness is the only way, and building that love and it's amazing. I really, it just builds self-esteem, and he says, I think, and I can just summarize what he tell you right here. He said,
I love that it's in Arabic, because it's really sad that every time I try to explain this concept to people, mainly in the Arab world, it's very distant to them. Although this is the way of the Prophet ﷺ. But whenever I try to explain it, it seems so foreign to them, and the West has taken over it.
This guy criticizes the West ways. Like he is a force of nature. He's from Al-Maghrib Al-Arabi, and I mean, he demands respect when you hear him. MashaAllah, full of knowledge and wisdom. So he said that the three foundations to this self-esteem building is al-karama and al-mu'amala al-raqiya, which is basically like this, having this haya consciousness, like having this consciousness of doing things. He said that if you're nice to someone, if somebody is always very nice to you, let's say your boss is so nice to you, and you would be shy to do something wrong at work, because you have this haya, like this guy is so sweet to me. I would never ever, like, and Sayyidina Yusuf alayhi salam said it when Imrat al-Aziz, she tried to seduce him, right? He said, Hada Rabbi, like he's like, this is, he was talking about the Aziz. He's like, this guy is so nice. I would never think like that. And he wasn't even thinking about, like, not, obviously there's tafsir that talks about Allah, but the actual meaning is he's talking about Aziz, her husband. Like, he's such a gentleman, and he was like, and that tells you how amazing that guy was too, like how an amazing parent he was as well. So, and he said that if you do that, if you're actually like so gentle, like you said with your kids, they would be shy to even do something wrong, right? They would be shy to. So, anyways, like he has all these things that I just love.
You definitely need to share that, inshallah.
No, I will share it, inshallah. It's a beautiful video. Another method that I learned from Sheikh Abu Nahla Rozani, he's an amazing guy in Chicago. He comes to England sometimes, gives some workshops. And one thing that's profound that he talks about is the idea of the truth. He said that, you know, at home, what governs is not me. It's not the kids. It's not a top down, I am more, you know, older than you, I am this, or like, you know, I'm a male, female, husband, all of that out the window. It's the truth. What is the truth, right? We, as a family, try to find what the truth is, and we're going to follow that. So we're sitting here trying to discuss to find out what the truth is. And that includes the kids. And guess what? I try to practice this. And then I discovered I have an ego. I do have an ego as a dad. You know, my son one time was in the, next to the heater. We have this one of those tall heaters.
Yeah.
And the fire is at the bottom, right? And then he was holding, like it was cold, and he was holding like his jacket. It was really cold. He wanted to warm it. So he was putting it on top. And I said, Ibrahim, like, the fire is at the bottom. Put it at the bottom. It's more hot there. He said, Dad, heat travels up. It's hotter up here.
Ooh.
And I was like, dude, he just he just dropped the truth on me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, it's at the bottom, right? And I kept being stuck. And then finally I said, you know, I don't want to talk about it. He said, why don't you come up here and put your hands and you will know. I said, no, I don't want to put my hands. I'm not coming.
Yeah.
It's on the bottom, right? And then, like, a second later, I just realized, I was like, oh my God, like, I just could not take the fact that he was teaching me something and he presented the truth, and I was like rejecting it just because I'm the dad and he's the son. Right? And like, so that concept is I thought that was beautiful. And then if you kind of like just push it on the kids and you're like, look, what is the right thing to do from your opinion? Like, let's present, and then what is the truth? And then he says that at the end of the day, it's not necessarily, he said, look, we all have our own truth, our culture, our biases, whatever. He said it's the Quran is the whole truth, right? The Quran, and we come back to the Quran, right? Like he said, the Quran has the ultimate and the whole truth. What does the Quran say, right? And what is the Quran is trying to make us do, right? And obviously the Sunnah too. So like, so that concept is also something that I try to do. It's so hard again.
It's amazing as well, because that's teaching them that whatever happens in life, go back to the Quran, because it'll help you navigate.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
if you're trying to look for it, it's there. If you really, really have a problem and you say, you know what, like, what does the Quran say? Wallahi, you'll find it. It's always there.
It is.
The answer is always there.
It's there, and it's there at crazy times. Like, literally, you would open it up when you're struggling with something, and it would be there. It'll be in an ayah that you read, and it'll hit your heart like it never has before.
Like I was, when we decided to do parenting, I was like, okay, what is the Quran says about parenting? And I remembered, obviously, the two biggest stories. One is Sayyidina Yaqub alayhi salam, right, with his kids, and I mean, the way he dealt, like, talk about gentleness, right? I mean, like,
I know.
The way, I mean, here you have 10 kids, take your favorite, and they kill him or throw him somewhere, whatever it is, right? And then now you're like, and they come back and they lie to you, and you know they're lying, and then you not even ridicule, not even like blame, nothing. He just pointed out the simple fact that they were not telling the truth, and he said, what, he didn't even go to pursue, like, where did you take him? No, Sabrun Jamil. Like, I'm like, really? Really?
Yeah.
And with that, like, then comes the full circle, because now you're just putting everything on Allah, and then the full circle comes back, and you get everything. You get the best of all worlds, right? Because now you're entrusting with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we just do 5% of that at home, right? Like, if you just entrust that this is meant to be, and my son was supposed to be, everything happened because it was supposed to happen at the time it happened. You know what I mean? And if you accept that, like, then you're like beautiful. Sheikh Abnala says like تقرأ بسم الله, like اقرأ بسم ربك الذي خلق. He said you read everything in the name of Allah. And the things that happen throughout the day, your son spilling the water or like milk in the ground, or like he hits his brother and he falls down and breaks whatever, a tooth, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
If you just say, that's Allah's trying to tell me something through this experience, right? There's something that I did or they did, whatever. Like it's all the language of Allah throughout that period. So anyways, so I think we've taken really, really long. I don't know how. Okay, so we're 22. So we should probably start taking questions. What do you think?
Yes, let's just do that. And I just wanted to add one last thing as well. Is the niyyah, which is lacking in a lot of the things that we do day in, day out. But everything that we go through throughout parenting, if we make the niyyah to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, just say, Ya Rab, I want to raise kids that will be the best of worshippers to you, that will carry this deen after I'm gone.
Right.
That will just make that niyyah so that every effort is being rewarded, and it's just إنما الأعمال بالنيات. Like this is my niyyah. Whatever happens after that, whether it's however the kids turn out, I know that this was my intention, Ya Allah.
Yeah. No, that's beautiful. I love that. And actually, just to piggyback on that, something that recently that I'm starting to focus on, and I realize is like you said, we focus on teaching our kids like the salah and like the rich, like the physical aspect of things. And I'm starting to realize, like, why can't we from the get-go teach our kids ikhlas, right? Intent, like how to have good intentions, right? Teach them gratitude, right?
Yeah.
Teach them regret, like even like just doing istighfar or like tasbih, right? Like they can learn, they will, or making dua, right? Like
they're sponges. They learn everything.
And so now what we're doing in Ramadan, wallahi, alhamdulillah, it's been a blessing. We sit down 10 minutes before adhan.
Yeah.
Or 20 minutes, whenever we can, right? And I tell them, okay, now I want you to say 15 things that you're grateful for, right? And my 5-year-old is sitting there, and he's like, I'm like, 15 things, say it in your heart. What do you appreciate? You know, it's like, Ya Allah, thank you for this toy, and for this toy, and for this, and I start realizing he's learning gratitude. Then I'm like, I want you to say, okay, that's done now. 15 things that you regret doing today. Did you do anything wrong today? He's like, no, I didn't do anything wrong. Are you sure? Well, what about that time and this time? Oh, yeah, okay. I want you to ask Allah to forgive you for that, right? And like, then I'm like, oh my God, we can learn all of these things, right? We can teach them all of these things, and they don't have to wait until they're older and it becomes like even harder. It could be so easy to do that right now. And then dua. And we make dua together at the last 5 minutes as a family, and I make dua to every single one of them in the house. Like, Ya Allah, please bless with the name, right? And it's like they're already learning that. So yeah, that's something beautiful. I just love it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. We have about 16 people. Let's see if we have. Does any of you have any questions that you would like us to talk about? Any challenges?
Do you want us to continue doing this with the same topic?
Yeah, right.
Is that something you'd like to see more of?
Yeah, exactly.
We're trying to bring that village back, remember? So this can be a village, inshallah.
I learned a lot, man, from you anyways already. So I'm benefiting out in the.
I just, alhamdulillah, it was this is what I'm saying. We all have different views and perspectives.
Somebody saying, is ego bad? Yes, ego is very, very bad.
It is the destroyer of everything.
Yeah. Basically, ego, especially like with your kids, we don't think we have ego with our kids because, we just think like, okay, we're the parents, they're the kids, they need to listen to me. Allah says, right? Like all of these things. No, you still... It's true, that's their job, but our job is to make sure that we're looking at, because like we judge them too. Like I catch myself judging my kids. Like I'm like,
oh yeah,
I'm like, hey, you're not praying. The way you're doing it is not right. Da, da, da. I'm like, dude, what did you do when you're their age? What did I do when I was their age? I was not even anywhere near what they were. So, like.
I just want to respond to Salama's question because it's quite important and it's something I struggled with. She says, how to find yourself when you're feeling lost. So that's something I've struggled with a lot. And I think being a mom or a parent, you just get so engrossed into like giving them. And that's amazing. But then you will start to suffer if you don't take care of yourself. And I think the best way to do that is to force yourself to take care of yourself. By force, I mean, if there's 1,000 things that you need to do, but you know that you're mentally not feeling okay, step out of that house. If there's anyone that can watch the kids, leave the house, go get some fresh air, go back to the Quran, read it. You will find just this instant feeling of, okay, alhamdulillah, everything's okay. All that does not matter. In fact, I did that one day. There was just so much to do, and I felt like I was so overwhelmed. I had a horrible day with the kids, a teething baby. It was just horrible. I just left everything and just picked up the mushaf. And everything, all of a sudden, I was like, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all going. We're going. Everything's going. This is what matters. Don't ever feel that you can't take time out to read the Quran. Like, to me, I think the Quran is it's just therapy for everything. I don't care if you're struggling at work, at school. That's why when you teach your kids to have that connection with the Quran as well, they will grow up knowing to go back to that. That will be their number one go-to.
That's beautiful. That's so beautiful. You're right, man. Like, I think you it doesn't matter. Like, this world is not the real thing. It's not the real thing. Like, this is not the real thing, right?
It's a joke.
Yeah, it's like, literally, I mean, if you think about it, on the day of judgment, nafsi, you're not even going to look for your kids. Like, you're not even going to worry about your kids. Like, it's you. It's about you. And you cannot be, right? Like, you have to take care of yourself first and foremost. And
take care of yourself.
أنفسكم first وأهليكم. أنفسكم. You have to take care of yourself first, then it's your family. If you're broken, they will be 5x broken. Right?
Yeah, like it's that analogy of when you're on a plane and they're giving you safety instructions and they say put your life vest on or the oxygen mask on before your kids. There's a reason for that, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of them.
Absolutely. And then even like also the marriage, like the husband and wife, it's vital. Like husband and wife having problems, they're not in sync. There is I mean, also like shout out to single parents or like, parents who are divorced. Like, I mean, this is really like real. This is real thing. It's not these two have to come. They have to go hand in hand, and it's key that the parents have to be in the same page. And I think that is the mother of all things. There's this question that's beautiful actually. It says, how do you start changing your parenting ways when you have been doing it a certain way for a long time? Would it affect the kids? I think the key to that is communication. Like for me, communication is everything. We have a meeting. We actually literally have a meeting. And we're like, okay, I discovered that, that this is wrong. Like the way we do this is wrong, right? And here are the reasons. Explaining the why. Like the problem with a lot of parents out there, we just tell them, you know what, because I said so. Kids hate that, like because I said so. You have to explain why is the key to Iman. Like it increases Iman when you explain to why, and they believe you and they trust you and all that. And then you lay out the groundwork and you say, okay, from now on, okay, we come to a conclusion. We're going to do this. You guys agree? No, I don't agree. Da. You could do a voting, you could do whatever it is, but you communicate. And then whatever it is that you decided to do, right? I don't know, anything you want to add, Sarah?
No, I also think communication is definitely key. Communicate with your children. Treat them as your equals to some extent.
Adults.
You guys might, just like grown-ups. You guys might think this is crazy, but when I struggled with raising my voice a lot with the kids, I had to hold myself accountable through doing something. And so I went to Adam, who was almost 5. But alhamdulillah, I felt like he was able to take it. And I said to him, Adam, Mama has been raising her voice a lot, and I'm sorry, and I know you don't like it. So we're going to have a chart for Mama. So he has a reward chart that he goes and puts stickers on whenever he...
Awesome.
So I had to hold myself accountable somehow.
Is this Maghrib with
that? No, thankfully it's not Maghrib yet. It's actually Asr. Our Maghrib is like 9 p.m. So alhamdulillah. But it worked. Alhamdulillah. We haven't put the chart up yet. This is very recent, by the way, so I'm still struggling with it. But he was very aware, and as soon as I started, and I noticed that I was getting very irritable or anxious, and that's bound to happen. Said, Mama, you said we had a deal, we had an agreement. He can be my reminder. Why not start that relationship early on? They understand, subhanAllah. He is very well aware of how I'm feeling, that I'm tired or I'm angry or, and I used to say, you're making me angry. He is not making me angry. Yeah. It's me that's making myself angry. Right. So it's just that realization. That's
amazing. I apologize. I apologize a lot, and whenever I'm not happy with myself, I make it a habit, and I'm hoping that they will do the same thing whenever they make a mistake.
Apologizing kills the ego as well.
Yeah. It's hard to do, but it's important. I mean, I say, look, I don't like the way you behaved or I talked to you at that time, but then also, I think you could also improve and all of that. Yeah. So that's good. Any other questions before we end it, inshallah? That has been an amazing experience for me, and also a lot of insights. Like the cool thing about doing this is it just made me aware. Like the awareness kicked in a lot. Like it's already was there, but it forces you to do some changes even in this Ramadan.
Yeah, definitely. Alhamdulillah.
Okay, cool. So somebody said yes. I would definitely love to see more of these.
Will you save the video, please? I think Hisham already said he's gonna.
Oh, so the video, the first one, the video, I did not find where to save it to my phone, so I put it live. So it's gonna be live for 24 hours and disappear apparently. So that's like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. We have 2 questions. Here we go. Go ahead.
How do you know you're ready? Can I just say I don't think you'll ever know you're ready. Like even after I gave birth, I didn't think I was ready. I was like, they've handed me this human being, and I was like, what do I do with this? What is this, and what do I do with this? So and Hisham, you might have different thoughts on this, but I don't think you'll ever know that you're ready, because it's just a constant. It's just a journey. It's just, think of it as self-development, but with another human being. Like, grow with them rather than saying, okay, I'm ready to do this now, I am going to do it. I've never felt that with parenting. I still don't think I'm ready to take the next step with them. And you just take it. But again, that's where the niyyah comes in. Why do you want to have kids? I think that's more important than readiness. Why do you want to have them? I can have 10 kids, 10, 20 kids, and just let them do whatever. Or decide to have, this is my opinion, I don't think I'm ever going to have the 10 kids because I would probably go insane. But have what you feel you're able to handle and raise them in a way that you feel is best and that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
For me, we were never ready. I guess actually all my 3 kids were an accident. That's how it turned out. And we had only 1 kid was planned, and subhanAllah, he passed away. So that's just a life lesson, subhanAllah. It tells you
how amazing is that? What you just said.
Like you think you plan stuff, and then Allah has His plan, right? So just have the right intentions, but I mean, financially though, I think, wallahi, when I had Yasin, with him came so much wealth. Like I had this job that my salary doubled. The months that Azza got pregnant, not even like when he was born, like the second month after she was pregnant with him, like it's his risk. I got a job where I got double my salary. I got like a huge sign-on bonus, and like I mean, it was just like it was very obvious he was his risk. And so they come with their own risk. You never have to worry about it. Obviously, we want to plan and stuff, but like just remember, like when it comes to kids, marriage, like job, like all these things, like subhanallah, man, it's all a risk from Allah, and the more you depend on him, the more like it just happens organically and beautifully. And the more you depend on planning and just being perfect, it goes hooray. Like obviously you want to balance the two, but it really like just kind of always make sure you balance it nicely. Definitely kids, when they come into your life is going to completely change. It's going to be a shock for a little while at the beginning, and then it's going to be like every pregnancy we're like, what are we doing? Why are we having it? Like, what is this, right? And then when you see the kid, it's just the most beautiful thing in the world. And like I mean I drive home here and just my seeing my family, like my 5-year-old running to the door, giving me a hug, a kiss, that's just everything. Like that's so beautiful, right? And my son like playing, we've had a kid right away in the first year, and I've always wanted to have a kid young so we can play basketball together. Like, wallahi, that was the whole idea. I was like, I want to play basketball with my son. And guess what? Last night we were playing basketball together.
I still can't believe he's 18, by the way.
Wallahi,
that's beyond
he's
me.
18.
MashaAllah.
He's even taller than me. He's like 6.
MashaAllah.
I'm like 5'8". Like, so like that dream, like whatever you put your mind into it, like subhanAllah, it was as simple as I want to play basketball with my kids.
Yeah.
Like, it just, Allah made it happen because you just, that's what you wanted. So it's whatever it is you make it out to be, whatever it is you have your intentions, like you said, and all of that, which is amazing. I think the secret is always Yasin's.
That's Samreen, and her eldest is a Yasin as well.
Oh, really? Okay. So, okay, mashallah, if you guys somehow come to Japan, let me know. I'll guide you. Oh, mashallah, we got some tour in Japan.
We'll be there. Yeah.
I've always wanted to go to Japan. I heard some amazing things about Japan.
Yeah.
All right. I realize I need to discipline myself. Yeah, I think this person is saying that Zoha is saying that if you when you change yourself, everything changes, which is very true. I mean, if you start to, like, if you want your kids to read Quran, like, you just grab the Quran and start reading it. Like, wallahi, they'll start reading Quran. Like, it's so simple. Like, that's how it is. All right. Okay, I think we should probably like close it out. What do you think?
Yes, the kids are home, so it's not going to be as quiet.
All right, that's fine. Yeah, I think we should just end. I think we did like an hour and 40 minutes. It was, if you subtract the 10 minutes we did at the beginning was the hiccup. I think now we're at an hour and a half. So I think that was good. Yeah. If we need to do more, we will. I want to do some other topics, with you as well. Like just there's a lot we can talk about, and I think it'll be cool, inshallah. But Jazakumullah khair. I really appreciate chatting about this, and appreciate everybody who's joined us today. And we were just trying to come from an equal point of view. We're just like you. We're not any special.
No, we're not.
Yeah, absolutely not. And I think we're all struggling together. Every single parent is struggling with their own things. The grass is always greener on the other side, but when you go there, you realize there's a lot of areas that are not green. So I think I'm a failure. I think my kids, I did a terrible job, but then people outside, they look at me and tell me, your kids, I just ran into Yasin the other day, and he's how did you do it? And I'm like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I worked really hard, I'm like, no, it's like, ask him.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah, right? So like, we just try all together, and we but again, dua, I think, in summary, dua is huge. We said dua is definitely the mother of all solutions.
Yeah.
Focus on dua. And then Sarah mentioned to be very specific in your dua. You know, detail the littlest thing. And then one thing that I maybe forgot to mention is have goals for your kids and for your family. Like you have to have a goal. Like you can't just go life without goals. Like where do you see yourself and your kids 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What do you want them to do? And have these conversations with them and help them, you know, and even like to go to Jannah. Like you should have a goal to go to Jannah. It should be written somewhere, and your kids should have it written down. Like that's extremely important, right? So have goals and make sure your life is balanced. You are first, then your spirituality is the highest priority, then it's your physical life, then it's your family and kids, and then it's your finance and career, which we do it exactly the opposite, right? So that's also something that we have to really pay attention to. So anyways, oh yeah, somebody says they feel sad because they missed it. No problem, we're gonna post it, inshallah. You haven't missed much. We've just been chatting literally. We're gonna share we're gonna share the video, inshallah, hopefully either in Instagram, and if not, I'll send the link. Anyways, let's end with dua, inshallah. So يا الله الذي لا إله إلا أنت يا حي يا قيوم يا رحمن يا رحيم يا علي يا عظيم يا أحد يا فرد يا صمد يا من لم يتخذ صاحبة ولا ولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. ربنا اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه كما صليت وسلمت وباركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد ملء السماوات والأرض وبينهما. يا رحمن يا رحيم ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. ربنا اجعلني مقيم الصلاة ومن ذريتي ربنا وتقبل دعاء. ربنا اغفر لي ولوالدي والمؤمنين يوم يقوم الحساب. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية في الدنيا والآخرة. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية في ديننا ودنيانا وأهلنا وأموالنا يا رحمن يا رحيم. اللهم تقبل منا وكل من حضر هذه المحاضرة. We ask you, Allah, to accept anybody who was here with us today. Please bless us, bless our families, bless our parents and our kids, and give us a dhurriya salihah. We ask you, Allah, to bless them, to guide them, make them qurrat ayn, ya Allah. Guide us to be the right role models for them. We want to, you know, make them closer to you, Allah. Give us all a good ending. Make the last words we utter be la ilaha illallah, and make us go to the highest level of Jannah, Jannatul Firdaus, with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Wa sallallahu ala sayyidina Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi sallam ajma'in. Jazakumullah khair, and inshallah have a great iftar, Sarah. Enjoy your iftar. We still have a long day for us here, and inshallah we'll chat. And then somebody said that they want to join the village. If you want to join the village, well, subscribe to 70 Things I Learned. We are the village there. We send our insights 1 minute, right? One like pill at a time. And if you have any requests for topics to talk about, let us know as well. And alhamdulillah, you know, we're blessed to have you. And inshallah, have a great day. Assalamu alaikum. Wa iyaakum, wa iyaakum. Yes. Wa iyaakum. Yalla, assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.